What's up, boys and girls? It's Drakhl, and I've been pretty busy the last couple days, but I finally found some time to record. Set this time today. Now, as you can imagine, like the rest of the world, I've been sucked into Skyrim for the last couple days, and beyond that, I've been busy with real life. So now I have a few hours to record, so we're going to start off with some server stuff today. And I think it's mostly going to be a planning episode in terms of planning out the things that we're going to do going forward. So I'm going to talk about the details of when the server officially launches, quote unquote, what's going to happen, what's going to be saved, that kind of thing, what's going to be on it, and what the agenda is. And I'm also going to talk about my plans for the next few months for the city. So, we're going to get started with this. This is the Church of Jackal, which is really cool. It was made by a guy named Liam Hart, and Chill Lizard and Force 508 helped out with it. You're going a little overboard when you're making churches to me, but it is really cool. Let me pan out and get a good view of it. And up here we have the river, which you throw items in it and they flow down to the collection area. like kind of like my rewards to my followers. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but in here it's actually quite cool. Donation box. I love that new chest sound. I think there was a hot fix to update the sounds. The 9 pillars of the truth carry the church. Now, it's probably really bad that this church is based off me. I don't even know what the fuck the 9 pillars are. I don't think anyone knows, really. But I should probably make them, since there are 9 of them, apparently. Number 1, never dig straight down. How about that? We have confessionals. You confess your sins in here. And, yeah, the priest stands here, and if he doesn't like you, you fall down out of the map, which is interesting. That's kind of cool. We have prayer books. I keep pressing tab to like tab out of my menu in Skyrim. Oh my god, that game is eating my life. Really amazing, by the way. I'm up to like level 26, I think. I've been having a blast. It's a really great game, and there's so much stuff to do. So much stuff. Here's the holy river, the holy blood. Oh man, a little bit overboard, but it is a pretty cool building, I gotta say. So this is one of the things that we created on the server. It's a whole bunch of other stuff. Now we did have a problem last week. Apparently there was a corruption issue. I think it was caused by disk space, and I think I fixed it. We're also having some trouble with some of the plugins. They're not working correctly. They kept respawning me in the same spot even if I moved, and my inventory kept getting reset. So I have to figure out what plugin is causing the problems and fix it. But that's the whole point of the stress testing. This is why I released the server early, so to speak, so we can iron out all these issues. Now, what are we going to do with all the stuff on the server when it's time to put the real map on? Well, obviously all this crap here is going. I mean, we're not going to have huge pixel art right in front of the city. No, 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 no. The really good stuff is going to be saved and transferred over. So the stuff that took people hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of work to build, like the glass dome over here, for instance, you'll see in a second, took a long time to build right here. So that'll be saved. And similarly, other projects like that. The things that we can't replace easily. You know, the things that took you an hour to build, I'm not going to copy and paste those all individually, or else I would do nothing but copy and paste and edit the map for the next month. So we're only going to save the really good stuff. If you want something saved, send me a message. I can't guarantee that I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to make a judgment call, really. But for the most part, this pixel art's got to go. It was just a lot of fun stuff to do in the meantime. We're gonna save like this floating island over here. Where is it? It's over here somewhere. I'm getting a lot of lag today. I don't know what's up. I think there might be an issue with the server, but I'll fix it. There was a floating island over here somewhere. I don't know where. There it is. I'm going to save that because it looks really good. And there's some other stuff that's going to be saved as well. Did this get destroyed? Oh man, we got chunk errors. Oh fuck. What the hell's going on? Wow, we got some major issues. I don't know what's causing this. Oh, I guess that did it. But this looks like a chunk error to me right here. All these sheep. I don't think World Edit caused that. That's not something it would do. That looks like a chunk error to me. Right here. So I don't know what the deal is. That's definitely a chunk error right there. So this is a random sign. This is nothing. So I don't know what the deal is. What's going on? Cock. All these issues have to be sorted out by the time the server launched. But then again, that's why we're doing this, to make sure this kind of shit doesn't happen. I'm not quite sure if this was caused by the original server glitch, or if it was caused since I restored the backup of the map. I'm not really sure. But in any case, the map's getting wiped, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm only going to save the good stuff, like I said. So yeah, that's more or less the dealio of what's going to happen. And we're going to put the real map on. And the real map is the map that I'm currently working on in single player. I haven't made too much progress. I've been very busy the last few weeks, and I've also been working on the 2,500 subscriber video special. That's taking a lot of work. I'm going to try and rush it and finish it in time. We're already at 2,400, so it's going to go quick. You're going to probably hit 2,500 in the next 2 weeks, which is awesome. Thanks everyone again. But yeah, so we have over 100 people whitelisted for the server. Obviously most people just came on once or twice and then probably will never come back. That's always the way it goes with servers. But a lot of you stuck around, so thanks, and we're going to have plenty of fun yet to come. We're going to clean this map up, put the new one on, and then we're going to start building for real. Now, in terms of protection, we're going to have grief protection on the city. Right now, you'll notice if you try to put anything or destroy anything in this area, you can't, because that's the grief protection. And let me talk about what's going to happen when, or the time frame and the events that have to happen for the server to go live. Now, we all know minecon is on Friday, I think, and apparently we don't all know, because I don't even know. But it's coming up in the next few days. Today is, I think, Wednesday. I don't even know. I've lost total track of time. So minecon comes out, and I don't know when they're going to release the official, Minecraft release, the retail. I assume it's either going to be the day of minecon or maybe a few days after. Okay, so whatever it is. What's going to happen then is the Bucket dev team, which is the API which allows us to use plugins on the server, like the grief protection, for instance. They're going to take the new code and they're going to work on it and update Bucket to a new build. And once Bucket updates to a new build, the plugins can be updated by their authors. I'm getting a lot of lag, a lot of world holes. So yeah, then the plugins are updated by their authors, and then I can release the server, because there's two things that we absolutely need that we can't do without. Number one, grief protection. That's the World Guard plugin. Number two, backup. I use the Mine Backup plugin. That's absolutely essential to have automatic backups of the map. Without those two things, we cannot release the server. It would just be a clusterfuck. You can imagine, just without those two things, you have total issues. So that's what we're waiting for. So the timeline, generally speaking, it'll take 1 to 2 weeks for Bucket to update to a new build, and then maybe a few days a week for the plugins to update. I'm assuming that's the way it's going to go. That's usually how it is. It really depends on how much new code there is and how much effort Bucket can put into it at that time, how many devs are working on it, and that sort of deal. So I don't know when it's going to officially come out. I assume all the Bucket Dev releases and the plugins will be done and updated by late November, early December is my best guess. And when that happens, I'll update the server to the new Minecraft retail, and we can proceed from there. We can start the server and start building together. And yeah, and then we can start working on the city, and I'm assuming it's going to progress really fast, because we're going to have a ton of people working on it, much faster than just me. So we're going to get a lot done in a very short amount of time, I'm willing to bet. Alright, so when the server goes live, what's the deal? Like, how is everything going to work? Where do I live? Where do I build my house? All that sort of shit. Okay, so let's be realistic. You're not building your house and any shit in general in front of the city here. Okay. I mean, you're just not going to block, the city. I mean, obvious. I think that should be completely obvious. Who put all this cake here? It's like a trail of cake. Alright, so there's none of this shit is going to be here. Okay? If anyone builds anything in front of the city here, I'm going to kill you. And I'll erase it. Because, yeah, we're going to have an unimpeded view of the city. And there's going to be nothing over here either, because this is where the entrance, one of the entrances to the waterworks underneath the city is going to be. It's going to be in this lake area. And we're also going to have a whole bunch of other stuff in front here, so no buildy here. And I'll probably outline an area with like gold blocks or something that you can't build inside. Anything inside there will be wiped, because we have to keep some sort of order, or else people are going to build their shit everywhere. So where can you build your house and stuff? Well, on the cliffs, that's fine. Just don't make it look retarded. Try to stick with a consistent theme. Like, I like this theme, these houses. They look really nice, so try to stick with a consistent house theme. You can deviate a bit, but, don't make a giant penis house or something, or else I'm going to kill you. Also, we're going to work on the village up here. People can live here, and that's going to be really nice looking, actually. It's going to look like this. And it's going to be multiple levels. It's going to be like, this will be a level, this will be a level, and all the way down to the ground. That'll look great. People can live there. You can build your house on these cliffs. You can build back there. And like I said, I'll outline an area with gold blocks where you can't build inside. And of course you can build all the way over here. Anything over here is fair game, basically, in the swamp, in the desert behind the city, over in this forest. That's fine. This dome will be here, so yeah, that's more or less what I wanted to talk about in terms of where you can build, what you can do. Basically, rule of thumb, don't build anything too close to the city unless you ask me, because we want it to be uncluttered, because we need a lot of space for our building projects for the city. I think that's fair and should be more than obvious. Okay, so I think that covers the basics. So we're going to have, at the very least, anti-grief protection. We're going to have the automatic backup, and we're going to have, I'll probably have lightweight chest protection, which will let you privatize chests, furnace doors, that kind of thing. In terms of protecting your stuff, like say you build a house and you don't want people to grief it, you're going to contact one of the ops, either myself, Krazina, Tornadium, Sasan, Godzilla, or what was the new one I just made recently? Weasel are currently the ops, and you'll contact one of us and we'll protect your house for you. Now don't ask us to protect like a 2x2 piece of dirt, every 5 seconds. We're not going to do that. So basically your permanent stuff will protect. What else? Yeah, so that'll be protected. Only you will be able to access it and build stuff on it. So and if you want other people to work on the same project, they can be added. And in terms of who's getting op and that kind of shit, you're not getting op unless you absolutely prove that you're in this for the long haul and you have a good grasp of world edit and world guard and the things that you need basically to be an op, because that is your function. You're the guy that fixes mistakes and sets privileges and anti-grief stuff. So, I mean, if you can't do that kind of stuff, then there's no reason to make you an op, basically. So, and you have to be, you know, a mature person. You can't be like 11 years old and saying, lol, Rolf, shit, all the time, you know. I don't know. You know what I mean. So, that's basically it, I think. Let me think for a second. Oh yeah, I forgot. Whether it's a survival or a creative server. Now, this is something that I've been wrestling with, and what I'm thinking is I'm leaning heavily towards a survival server, because creative just wouldn't be any fun. We build a city, and it's like, all right, now what? There's no reason to build the city. You don't need to live anywhere. You don't need a house if you're in creative. You know, it just. And I don't think it would be any fun if everyone was in creative mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up a poll on an external website, and you can go to the poll. It's in the video description now. Click on the link and vote whether you want survival or creative. Now, I mean, I'm going to make final judgment on this, but if it's like overwhelming towards creative, then we'll have to think about it. But before you vote, hear me out. The nice thing about the creative one, or the survival, is that we're just going to have a whole lot more fun. It's going to be much more immersive and much more satisfying to do it legitimately. And basically a survival server is so much more fun than just a shit creative server. That didn't really come out as persuasive as I wanted it to. But in terms of survival, you're not going to have to like grind to get all the materials for the city. I'm going to put out, chests of, diamond tools and that kind of stuff for people that want to work on the city. It's not going to be like, okay, I got to go make stone tools and gather 8,000 sand. No, we're going to have the materials for you. You're going to have the tools. So all you got to do is put in the work, basically. But I think that's a good way to do it. And it's going to be a lot more fun that way. So my vote's towards creative, but go and vote and see what you guys like. And yeah, I think that more or less does it for the server. I don't know what else I'm going to do this episode, but I'll figure it out. I've made a couple of changes to the XP farm in the time... Okay. In the time that I've had since last episode. Small minor changes. Basically what I did is I put a wall there. I don't think I have any glass, but I'm just going to go ahead and break this, so I don't care. What I did is I put a wall here, and that prevents the tall mobs from going to either side. They all flow directly to this point where I can kill them, and they all push each other in. So it has a couple of beneficial effects. Number one, there's a plane flying over my house, of course. Number one, spiders get stopped here, and it forces them upwards, so that's good. They don't keep going and get stuck for a while. That's awesome, because they were getting stuck and pushing the bigger mobs out of the way. And another thing that it does, it helps with the knockback, because before when I just had mobs, I didn't have this wall here, I just had them just standing here. They were kind of more spread out. So when I hit them with a sword, they would, get knocked back a step or two. Now they're all like jammed together a little bit. They don't get knocked back nearly as much, and there's more mobs in the smaller space, so I can just whack them all day. And it significantly increased the amount of XP I was getting. So definitely a good change. I thought it was going to bottleneck them and that they would get stuck right here, but it doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. It definitely has improved the efficiency of the farm, so that's good. The key is to make sure all the water is flowing correctly. You have to make sure that all the way down the line the water is pushing all the mobs to this side, so they're coming down this side the entire way, so they get properly funneled into this. So that's how that works. It's working out quite nicely, actually. Quite happy with this. That's the change I've made there. I really haven't done much in terms of work on the city in the last couple days. Been busy, been very busy. But I'm going to share with you some of my plans for the remainder of the episode. Now, I really have to work on the storage hall. That's something I've neglected for way too long. I'm going with this theme, so I have to go to a stronghold and get a whole bunch of that mossy brick stone, whatever the hell they call it. And I have to work on the breeding system. It's more or less the way I want it. It's just I have to figure out how to efficiently make the trap for the animals. That's something I'll probably do next week after I finish the subscriber special. Hopefully I finish that this week. And yeah, my plans for the foreseeable future. I want to add a balcony up there going across the top like we have on the server. It's really cool. I forget who came up with that idea, but it looks awesome. So I think I'm going to lower the doorways probably 2 blocks and then have the balcony go across the top. And I'm not sure what the hell we're going to do with it up there. It might have like little rooms, little alcoves. I don't know, but it's just going to be for now for looks because it looks really good. So that's what I'm going to do there in the next few days, hopefully. Maybe next week, don't know. First priorities right now are to work on the storage hall, finish the breeding system, and a couple other of my projects. So let's see, what else? Let's go outside. The entrance on the server is looking pretty good. I think I'm going to go with that method. Though I would like to make the face scarier if possible, but I don't know how to do it. On the server it's a little bit different. It has a crown above it that's controlled by pistons, and the doorway is controlled by pistons. It's really cool. Really awesome looking. So that's going to be really epic whenever we figure out exactly what it's going to look like. This will be filled in with lava down here. And this bridge will be extended at least to where those trees are. And that'll look really awesome. Not quite sure how it's all going to come together, but it's going to look pretty epic. Now I have to knock out a good chunk of that mountain over there. I just haven't got around to it. The village is going to go behind that mountain up there. And over here, I've been thinking a little bit about the waterworks, which is the basement area to the city. It's like a long-term plan because I really don't have time to work on it right now. We really have to get the city, at least the Great Hall, finished. Or at least, fairly finished before we start on a whole new project, But for the waterworks, we're going to have a hidden boat, not hidden, but a water entrance that goes over here. This lake will be extended over here. And you're going to go through the water underground into the waterworks, which will be pretty far underground. And it'll be like a hidden boat entrance. I think it'll look really nice and work out. I think, or it could even be a minecart, I'm not sure. Maybe an underwater minecart thing. But basically you're going to go in, you're going to go underwater, like through a glass tunnel underwater, all the way down into the waterworks. And that's going to look really cool. And in the waterworks, we're going to have, huge columns and arches and aqueducts. And it's going to be about 30 blocks tall. It's going to be pretty fucking tall. I just got to make sure to figure out how I'm going to do it because of the void fog issue, which is so annoying. So it has to start around like level, 13 or 14. Right now the floor here is 46, so we've got about 30 blocks to work with. I think that'll work out nicely. This Great Hall will be extended in that direction as we add more of these halls. And I think that's more or less it for the planning. I really don't have anything else on my mind at the moment. So, I apologize. I really just spent this whole episode, talking and bullshitting, but it was important information to get out of the way. And I really have not had time to work on anything in the last few days. So, yeah, how's it going? Alright, so my priorities for this week, number one, to get something substantial, like a decent episode out for this weekend, because this one kind of sucked. Also, I want to get, I was just going to say something. I don't know, maybe if there's cool information from minecon, maybe I'll do a video on that, I have no idea. But I definitely want to get a lot more work done on the 2,500 subscriber special. That's taking a long time because it is a lot of work. I mean, I'm not even halfway done. Still hours and hours and hours of work to be done on that, so I have to balance my time. So that's my main priority this week, as well as getting the next episode out. And I'm gonna try and do a tutorial video this weekend, something short, and I think that'll be sufficient. Quite busy between real life stuff, and also Skyrim is taking up most of my gaming time these days, and it will for the next week or so, unfortunately. But that's just that's the way it goes. I always come back to Minecraft though. It's my first love. You know how it is. So that's what I'm gonna do this week, and I think that'll about wrap up this episode. I can't think of anything else to say. I've been talking for like 20 minutes straight. And alright, so that's all the stuff you have to know about the server for the most part. And those are my long-term plans for the city. And I will see you guys probably early this weekend with another video. Maybe even sooner, who knows? Who knows? It depends on what happens at minecon on Friday, I think. So, I will see you guys this weekend. Peace out.